going on, everyone? This is Makaija Bowen. I teach social studies at the high school level. In this vlog, I'm going to be discussing the importance of interactivity and engagement in our modern day classrooms. I'll be going over three main topics, which are why interactivity and engagement are important. I'll talk about the advantages and the disadvantages of educational technology. And then lastly, I'm going to kind of go through my top 3 applications that I believe are great to engage students in your classrooms. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. We're going to talk about the importance of interactivity and engagement in the classroom. There's no question that interactivity and engagement are very important to successfully teaching students in a modern classroom. Interactivity refers to the process of learning where students actively participate in the learning process instead of traditionally direct teaching. According to current research from Quizizz et al., methods that engage our students in the learning process have been shown to have an advantage as opposed to traditional lecture-based methods. Additionally, the benefit of interactivity and engaging students can be found through evidence, and I quote, "The use of small group and active learning exercises in the classroom leads to improvements in academic achievement, better reasoning and critical thinking skills, increased retention of students, and improved relationships with faculty and other students." I think that's clear evidence that shows why engaging our students can really lead to some great outcomes. And furthermore, another example of the importance of interactivity and engagement can be found in the success of game-based learning. Game-based learning is the process of using games as a method to have students interact and engage in the learning process. Research has shown that game-based learning supports students' learning by motivating, and I quote, "students to combine knowledge from various disciplines and utilize it in the decision-making processes." And second, students can test how outcomes change based on the choices and decisions that they make. That's another great example how using something that can relate to students and engaging them can really have some good outcomes. I want to go ahead and kind of shift focus a little bit and talk about the advantages of using educational technology in our classrooms. It's clear that educational technology has many advantages when used in the classroom. Educational technology allows teachers to accommodate students, reach diverse needs, and understand their comprehension in real time. The beneficial outcomes that might exist include an increase in engagement and collaboration, interactive and accessible learning, and a connected classroom. This idea is supported by research from Bond and Beneiler, which found that there were short and long-term advantages of using educational technology in K-12 classrooms. These researchers found that in the short term, there was, and I quote, "an increase in discipline-specific knowledge and higher order thinking skills, an increase of motivation, enhanced sense of belonging and well-being, and improved relationships through peer-to-peer learning and collaboration." In the long term, the authors explain that students are more likely to become lifelong learners, and I think for most of us, we know that educational technology has a lot of great outcomes that we can see coming. Okay, so we talked about the advantages of using educational technology, and I wanted to kind of talk about some of the potential challenges that can come from it. When educators use educational technology, such as laptops in the classroom, there are some challenges. One challenge that many educators face is the chance that students will be negatively impacted by distractions from the devices students use to access learning resources. Based on current studies, students are, and I quote, "negatively affected by their non-academic internet use as performance is found to be inversely related to off-task internet activities," end quote. That's something that I think a lot of us deal with as teachers, and obviously we can do things to kind of help that by monitoring the classroom, walking around, trying to make sure students are on task, and we can hopefully kind of mitigate some of those challenges. All right, so in this part of the vlog, I'm now going to go over my top 3 applications to engage learners in the classroom. First application on my top 3 for engaging learners is a platform called Quizizz. Quizizz is an online application that uses game-based learning to enable educators like you and me to create gamified lessons and quizzes for students. Teachers can host a live session or assign a lesson or quiz for students to complete on their own. During a live session hosted by a teacher like you and me, students answer interactive questions based on their content area. While students answer questions, they have the ability to get badges and achievements. Students are also able to earn power-ups to help their point total or to affect another fellow player. There is a free version of Quizizz that allows interested educators to try it out, before considering to request or purchase a school plan, district plan, or an individual plan that will unlock some additional features. However, the free version still offers an interactive and engaging experience for students. Quizizz also offers a variety of pre-made games on a range of different topics and subjects made by other educators. It also offers pre-made templates to make creation of lessons or quizzes easier, making it user-friendly for the first-time user. To access and host Quizizz, all you need is a device that has access to the internet, such as a laptop, a tablet, or a smartphone. Overall, Quizizz is a great application that can be used to engage students through game-based learning in either a distance learning setting or face-to-face traditional classroom. I know for me, Quizizz has been kind of a game changer when it comes to engaging my students when I want to review over some key concepts. They love the competitiveness. And the second application on my top 3 to engage learners is a platform that is called Pear Deck. Pear Deck is an add-on application for Google Slides, Microsoft PowerPoint, Schoology, and more. Pear Deck allows you to engage students through interactive slides as you go through a presentation. Pear Deck allows educators to start a teacher or student-based session for their lesson. Once students join, they can follow along with their teacher and answer interactive questions as a formative assessment. Some interactive slides include answering questions, drawing, and polls. Teachers can observe this feedback in real time and address misunderstandings as the lesson goes on. There is a free option to use this application that allows teachers to create assessments, modify questions of already made assessments, share and collaborate, and access automated graded answers. To access and host a Pear Deck, all you need is a device that has access to the internet, like a laptop, tablet, or smartphone. This application is a great way for teachers to integrate their lessons to engage their students while they learn new content. For me, this has been a game changer when it comes to some direct instruction in the classroom. My third and final application to engage learners on my top 3 is a platform that some of us are familiar with called Kahoot. Kahoot, like Quizizz, is a game-based learning online application that teachers can use to engage students to review class content. Through Kahoot, teachers can create games from scratch or choose from existing games, edit existing games to specific needs, host live games for students, or assign student-paced Kahoots. It's user-friendly and it's easy to navigate through a single website. There's a free version that allows teachers to test it out before looking into purchasing additional features. When using Kahoot, one fun feature is team mode. Students can get into teams, work together to answer questions. There are also game modes that students interact with as they answer questions, such as building the tallest tower or solving a puzzle. To access and host a Kahoot, all you need is a device that has access to the internet, just like the previous ones, a laptop, a smartphone, or a tablet. Kahoot is a fun application to enhance lessons. I really enjoy this when it comes to reviewing like a unit, reviewing maybe for like the midterm or a final. It's been great in my history class where I can get my students engaged and get them walking around with each other. All right, so I went over those top 3, and what I'd like to do is actually to invite you to try out one of the things that I've made that I've used in my classroom. This is called an interactive asset. I made it on Quizizz, one of the platforms I mentioned in my top 3. This is a review for the Cold War that I gave my students, so I want you to go ahead and click the link down below, and you can go ahead and try that one out. All right, so we've got to the end of the vlog. Altogether, educational technology is an amazing way to engage students in our classroom, yet it is always important to remember that as great as educational technology is, at the end of the day, there's no substitute for good teaching that comes from us, right? Research shows that, and I quote, teachers need support, including suitable training, tools, and guidelines in both online and classroom components for teacher development. So even when it comes to using these applications, you need to have a good teacher to present the material. Additionally, research has shown that even in classrooms that are focused on using educational technology, and I quote, essential teaching principles and their application procedures add value to the overall computing education. So basically, even no matter what it is, you still need to have a teacher behind there to go ahead and facilitate the learning. As you know, we're irreplaceable, but I think this is a great way to strengthen your classroom practice as you start to use more and more educational technology. All right, and so that's it. If you have any questions, go ahead and drop a comment down below. Hopefully you enjoyed, and if you have any feedback or something from me, I would love to hear it. This is Mr. Bowen. We'll talk to you later.